Generic greetings. Scanner Sombre is, I guess the current nomenclature would be walking simulator, however psychological exploration game would be more befitting, I believe. It's by Introversion Software, the people that brought you, among other things, Prison Architect. However, this could not be further from that if it tried. Now, I've been looking forward to this ever since I saw the prototype thing that they did probably 8 or 9 months back, something like that. So once I got my hands on it, pretty much completed it in one go. In fact, I did complete it in one go, under 2 hours in fact. So that's maybe one of the things you'd take away from this, is that it's actually a quite short game. Whether or not you care is really up to you. I'm going to show you a little bit of the game and you can decide whether it's something for yourself or not. Understand, however, that there will be some spoilers in this video. I do want to keep it as spoiler free as possible, but obviously there will be some parts where you'll see things and blah blah blah. I've got New Game Plus here, which I think is like a new mode. Once you've completed it, it might change different things. In fact, I think you start off with like all of the unlocks from the beginning, so you don't have to get the different scanners and things as you progress on. But I'll just go to new game and show you maybe the first sort of 10 minutes of the game or so. So the first thing you'll notice is we are essentially in a tent, and for whatever reason we have not brought a flashlight with us, which is just terrible in every single way, although there's some light here, but I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. So we've got a couple of bags, looks like we're out camping. We've got some pictures of, I'm guessing, family, backpacks, some milk bottles, bottled water, and some duct tape, because, you know, you always need that. And then we come out, and it's pitch black. However, this is important to note. The sound in the game. Sound in the game is almost as important as the visuals, because you can tell just from the sound what you're walking on. Excuse me, I have a cold still. So whether it be gravel, whether it be wet floor, water, rock, or even when you're slipping. So you can hear rocky surface, slipping a bit, things like that. Very, very important. But the main feature of the game is this thing here. So we go up to it, we'll pick up our discount Vive headset, and we'll shove it on, and then we pick up this scanner, which is a LIDAR gun, which is it like a laser rangefinder or something like that? Either way, what it does is fires out, in this case, like a laser beam, and then when it hits a surface, it creates a point on our digital headset. So if I just press fire, there you go. We get a scan of what's around here. So you can see we've got some stalagmites. Yes, stalagmites go up, tights hang down. And there you go. That's a nice little scan. So let's just continue scanning the cave and scan all around us. And ooh, there we go. And obviously, the more you focus on one point, the more detail you will get. So if we really want a lot of detail here, then we can keep scanning. We can see that this stalagmite is very, very stalagmitey. Anyway, we'll run around here, and we can see we've got our tent. Yes, very, very good. Obviously, it is directional, so it doesn't scan behind. So if I just do that, then we won't get anything back here. We have to come around and scan. And that is the premise of the game, that you really don't know what's around. You have to scan it. And obviously, if I go to this side of the stalagmites, we haven't got this side. We don't know how thick it is until we scan it. There you go. And then we get a proper 3D representation. Not that you have to do that, however. It's more about, you know, finding your way. And I tend to play... Well, when I've been playing this, I didn't need to scan every little, like, walkway. I could scan a little bit, my mind would fill in the blanks, and the sound of my walking would be able to guide me the rest of it. Anyway, so we can scan this as well. You can see we are getting some dots on that. Not that we need them, you understand, but there you go, it's all scanned. As you progress on, you will get different guns, so like an upgrade to your gun that will allow you to scan an area in one big go, so it'll do like a big sweep in front of you. Look at that, that is very, very nice. You'll also get ones that will alter the aperture and also alter the type of view that you get, whether it be, I think it's like, this is your standard distance range finding solution system, which is red very close, going down to orange and yellow, that is medium range, and then green, and then finally blue, the further away it is. But yeah, you also get one that's to do with material as well. So anyway, there's that, and bloody hell, it's very nice, isn't it? It's very, very pretty. I'm going to be gushing throughout this entire video because it is a very, very nice looking game. Even though it's, you know, essentially just a couple of primary colours, but yeah, very, very nice. So let's just keep scanning, and this is what we need to do. We need to keep scanning, keep explorating, and hopefully not fall down a horrible hole and die, which I must confess I haven't actually done, but I'm assuming you can die in the game, but never had it happen to me. There's been points where I thought it was getting a bit dodgy and I've pulled back and then, you know, stopped there. Oh, there you go. Can you hear that? So obviously walking on some squishy ground. I'm wondering, was this game made with colour and stuff in mind, with different textures and surfaces, or was it just a straight, just model it, like do a modeling job on it, and then there you go. Like, I wonder if there is like a flick of the switch and the whole thing lights up and it's all done. I very much doubt it. There would be no need to, but I don't know. It intrigues me. So we'll head forward. You know, we're on sort of swampy ground, and we are completely underground. Well, we don't really know what the deal is at the moment. We don't know where we are. Oh, nobody had been this deep for thousands of years. Very good. Okay, so nobody been this deep for thousands of years. Let me scan this. Scan. I was utterly alone. No call for help would ever reach the surface. Okay, should have brought a flashlight then, shouldn't you? Keep going. My friends all told me I was crazy. My wife couldn't understand my obsession. Yeah, okay. This is how the story is told to you, mainly from the little pop-ups. I don't know, but I had to know if the myths were true. Well, this is where you get into your... well, you start straying into psychological horror territory, where you get myths, the unknown. It talks about, again, spoilers here, some sort of cult and sacrifice and things like that. But here's the thing. It sort of touches on a lot of stuff and never really capitalizes on it. And I don't really want to say much more, because that would spoil the game entirely. Like, that would be the entire story. But it seems to wave from one place to another and then ends, essentially, which I always thought was a bit iffy. But you know, like I say, I'm trying to avoid a lot of these spoilers. But yeah, you can see I've happily traversed all of this without any real difficulty, just by scanning away. But you can look back and you can see that all of the points of light that we've placed are still there. How on earth it manages to keep all of these, I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's probably millions of points of light by the time you get to the end of the game, and how it actually keeps them all in memory, I have no idea. Anyway, so we'll progress up here, and we've found another piece of equipment. And what it does is activate these scanners, which I don't have any idea how these were placed, by the way. Not a clue. But there you go. It is scanning out this bridge type thing. And this is where we get some platforming elements. And we also get, like, some weird archway. Like, what's that? That is obviously some sort of architecture of ancient design. Some sort of column that's fallen over. What's that all about? Who made this stuff? Ah, now this is where you start getting into the unknown part of the game. And the sound is getting a bit more rumbly. It's also a bleeping noise. Ah, what's this? Ah, aperture control. Right, so we've got an upgrade to our scanner. So we can scan very wide, as you can see, or we can sort of reduce it down to a very small beam. Like that. And scan, 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 scan. Could this place have been any older than the legend suggests? I don't know. What I am going to do, and what I do know, is that I need to concentrate on getting over these, otherwise I might die. There we go. The resolution was astounding. Never before had such a powerful geological scanner been available. Okay, so it looks like this guy's come down to maybe find out what the deal was, scan the area. Who knows? Like I say, you have to sort of piece together the story yourself. And after only one playthrough, I was sort of questioning what the deal was. Like, why was the guy down here? What was going on? I have sort of pieced together a lot of it, but there's still some questions, and I guess that's what these games are all about. Like, ooh, look at that. You know, if everything was told to you, then it wouldn't be as interesting. It's like Lost, the TV show Lost, which just had 30 million unanswered questions, and I think it went over the edge of, actually, you know what, they're just talking absolute crap now, but for a time it kept it that nice middle ground where not knowing everything made it better, whereas they just didn't explain pretty much anything at all, and it was just stupid. But, you know, my opinion, obviously. Anyway, so we've got some weird... Ooh, what is that? Well, I don't know, some sort of figure there, but when we get close... it sort of messes with the screen a bit. Like, what's that all about? I don't know. Okay, but that's quite nice. Look at all that archways and stuff. Let's reduce the aperture somewhat. We'll scan around there. Very nice. And this is what we're here to find out. Look at that. Look at the colours. That's beautiful. That is very, very pretty. Very pretty indeed. Yeah. Right. By Mr. Ghosty type dead person who may or may not be a statue. Can I walk through the thing? No. Is it a statue then? Well, it would probably be on a plinth, and I don't know why it's making a blurry noise. Right. Which way was I going? I think it was this way. You can get turned around quite easily. However, do we have an available map? We don't. You do get access to a map, and you can click on that and check things out. Let me just jump down here. I'm gonna increase the aperture size, just so we can look at that. You can see the previous bits I've been, but because it changes colour, it's very easy to understand. You can get turned round, I must confess. There's especially stages later on where it's very, very maze-like. These are obviously just generally caves with one way to go. However, later on, there's a couple of like mazy type areas, and it's quite difficult to understand a lot of it. Look at that. By the way, there's nothing stopping you just holding left click. There's no maximum amount you can fire this. Like, it's not just going to time out. It doesn't run out of batteries. You don't have to collect batteries. And now we've got I think we're going to have to reduce the scanner. Now we've got more bridges and such, more platforming things. Oh yeah, lots of bridges. God, look at the size of this cave. It's big. And it's deep as well. When you can't scan the bottom... Oh no, we can scan the bottom of it, or near the bottom. I think that's a death. I think that's a restart if we fall down there. Yes. Oh, good grief. There we go. Let's see if we can get across from that. But look at that. Let's use a guide. Yes, I know. I can right-click to zoom in. There we go. Right. So these are still holding. Indiana Jones has taught me that do not trust really, really old bridges because they're going to fall apart. And then we've got more of these random statue things like that. But I'm going to have to platform over there somehow. What's going on here? It looks like some more... Yeah, some more columns of some kind. Right, this is some proper rock face as well. Again, you can hear from the sound. Yeah. You can hear that we're on proper stone as well. And obviously there's other ambient sounds as well. I can hear air rushing around, you can hear water dripping, all of that sort of thing. As I said, I think the sound design is just important as the visual side of this. Ooh, I should have really scanned that to figure out whether it was solid or not, but because of the way the points were, I figured the rest out. Like I say, you don't have to completely scan anything. I'm hoping down there is the way to go. And this is where it gets into very, very scary territory. Okay, I do not like that at all. The game could have gone proper jump scare. It could have went 100% jump scare, very, very much like that. It doesn't. It strays into that territory at times. In fact, that there is probably, I would say, the scariest, most jumpy moment in it. And I'm a coward, so you know, if I'm able to complete it, yeah, I think you'll be okay. One thing though, if you have a good pair of headphones, understand that they will help you navigate, because obviously you'll be able to figure out what you're walking on better and the ambient sounds are better, but you'll also crap yourself more. I missed what that message said. Let's just jump up here. So, we'll head more. Sometimes you'd see sensor echoes from days earlier, calibrations turn to ghosts. Okay, sounds like he's talking about his... I'm getting stuck on a little bit of terrain there. Look at that there, a tiny little bit of terrain I'm getting stuck on. You do get that now and again, but because you can jump, it doesn't really matter. Even so, I can never explain everything I saw. It's all in the past tense as well. That matters, actually. It's all written in the past tense. Just listen to the water drops. That's probably someone's dripping tap that you just had an echo effect to. Right, so we can continue going on and scanning. However, I think it's best if I leave it there, because I'm probably about maybe 15% into the game, maybe a little bit longer. As I said, I reckon you can complete this game in under an hour. I reckon you could really bash through it, scan everything, run around, or you could explore and, you know, find different things. However, there doesn't seem to be much to find. Whether or not in the plus, once you've completed it, you get more stuff, I don't know. However, I think the biggest criticism I have is that it really is a bit too short. The thing is, it doesn't outstay its welcome. That's always good. Like, it doesn't rest on this scanner mechanic. Obviously, the primary focus of this game is this scanner mechanic, and you going around and scanning everything and making, well, beautiful vistas like that and figuring all this out. That is good, but it's not overused, and there's elements added later on. So we've got, obviously, our aperture alteration. We've got ones later on where it'll add, like, a big... That scan there, I believe, that one there. I think that one is the ability to scan an area. So you press B and it'll do like a massive sweep in front of you and put it in all high resolution, which is good. And then it adds other things where it changes materials. And there's also more platforming elements later on, and having to figure out where you go, jumping around. And there's some water bits as well where you scan water and it'll scan it, but then because it's flowing it'll disappear, and it's beautiful. There's some absolutely beautiful areas in it. And then there's also like a little puzzle bit towards the end, but then that's it. Like, I reckon it could have capitalized a lot more on it. It could have expanded more of this. It could have added these elements and made it twice as long, you know. And I don't think it would feel boring. I don't think it would outstay its welcome if it did that. However, just as it adds new elements, it doesn't... Oh, God, that's just what we want. Flickering screen as we're progressing down here. Yeah, I think just as it gets going, it sort of ends. And the whole point in exploring more of things is, like, to figure out what the deal is. I can't see why you would explore more. Like, there's no reason for me to explore every little crevice. If there was more clues and the story was given to you that way, and not even, you don't even need to have that as mandatory thing. Like, you can piece together roughly what's gone on. I think it's down to interpretation, obviously, but you can piece together what's gone on with just what's in here. But having extra clues, like behind rocks and things like that, would have been nice as well. Let's just do a burst scan and I'll show you what it does. Look at that. And yeah, brings it all into high res. Very, very nice. Very, very colourful. But yeah, I just think if I have any major criticism, it's too short and it didn't capitalise really on a lot of things. It introduced a lot of stuff and then sort of, oh, there you go, done. Yeah. But I really guess that depends on how long you expect it to last. Like I say, I reckon you can complete it in an hour. I comfortably explored the area, not really... I wouldn't say I was taking my time, nor was I rushing through it. I was sort of middle ground, happy to look around and explore, but there's no real reason to do that. Either way, that's a bit of Scanner Sombre. Very, very nice looking. Beautiful looking, in fact. Great sound design in it. Interesting mechanic. Just wish it would maybe be a little bit longer and have some more reasons to explore and such. Whether or not you like these type of games, it'll pretty much... I think that's going to really alter how you see this thing. I mean, if you don't like the idea of walking around and having... Like, if you don't like walking simulators, then it's not for you, essentially, is what I'm trying to say here. The mechanics of... Well, the looks alone and how different it is maybe worth the cost of entry, but then you have to balance that with how long it is. Either way, links in the description. You can check it out yourself. Is interesting. Have enjoyed it. There you go. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.